we're building. So these are new boys.
How much of that? How much would that affect? Our success against, because we're coming up against Portugal, which is really pretty established. Uruguay has shown that they possibly will bring some of the very experienced players in play. South Korea has a lot of experience.
They have a working team. South Korea have a proper working
we're going to be obviously underdogs, lack of experience, not been to the World Cup before. You can possibly expect they need to be there, possibly the most senior. How important is that?
Well, football, just like every occupation, experience is very important. So it's very good if you are going to competitions like this and you have players that have been there before. Because in big stages like this, you need players that have the character, the attitude to be at the big stage. Because playing at the World Cup means there's a lot of attention on you, and there are some players that are keen out when they find themselves in those situations. So yes, it will be a positive plus for us if we have players that have been at the World Cup 2 or 3 times, like the way Cristiano Ronaldo will be there, Messi will be there. These are players that have seen it all. So once they are there, it's easy for them. On the other side, it's also an extra motivation for any young player, as my other friend said, that is an opportunity for these young players to show the world what they have. And it's also an opportunity for us to lower up our expectation, reduce the pressure that we're going to put on the players.
I hear all of you say that. The pressure. Yes. Who? I mean, Sunny has said it, Coach, and you also. When they say we, who? Like we Ghanaians?
Like we Ghanaians, you know.
But that's we are going to play the emotional game.
We are going to,
why should that bother the players?
It does, because once this is a national team, and the country's perception affects how you perform. And
we'll be cheering them on. We will be emotionally invested.
But
we will scream and yell. We will want them to beat Uruguay. But why should that affect them?
When you go into the truth is that yes, they need to be motivated by the fans and what we expect them to do. But when we say reduce your expectation, means that if we fail to qualify out of the group, we won't come back and insult, chastise them. But we'll say that this is.
That's after. We're talking about before. We're definitely going to expect them to beat Uruguay.
We expect us to win. Fine.
Yeah.
We need to. Every Ghanaian, yes, we're happy when we win the World Cup. We want them to win the World Cup, so we expect them to go and win the World Cup. But when we say lower expectation, it means that if they fail to get to the highest point, you come back not angry and not ready to insult them. That's what we mean by lowering your expectation. That yes, you cheer us on.
Football is an emotional game. We might insult them. It's just what it is. If they don't perform, you expect that all of these players know that we play at that level.
But that's why he's talking about expectations. You see, the level of the insults will be based on the expectation. Now, why were the Nigerian fans so livid? Because they felt that this was a party for Nigeria to beat Ghana. They had come from Lagos, from other states to come and watch. The expectation was that they would finish Ghana. And the expectation was that this Ghana team was nowhere good. So they were so shocked. They could not take the fact that Ghana had come to the Mushuda Biola Stadium, which was full, 60,000 inside, maybe 70,000 outside, and come and take that qualification slot. They can handle it. So what we are saying is
you're saying that we shouldn't have.
You see, at the moment, like, you see, and I think Otuado told me something after the game. He told me something. Look, we are very, very excited and happy, and it's good that we feel great. We feel this great because, one, we beat the enemy in Nigeria, and so we have taken things a bit up there. We haven't won a game. When's the last time we won a game? In the last 5 games, we haven't won a game, but we qualified. You see, so and that's what Otto told me. He says, chill, easy. Over the 2 legs, we didn't win a game. So can we all relax and give this team the room to surprise us the more, rather than go up there and say, we are good enough. We can. No, we still have a lot to work out here. And I'm not saying that don't be expectant. You know what I'm saying? But you just have to lower your expectations. You just limit it, and we are going in really.
Kill some very.
We want to be honest to ourselves. Our squad is not great. One, we've not played the exciting football in the past 5 games.
Sunny, I see you. I'll come to you shortly. And then
Sunny, and they haven't been together for. And you see, they haven't been together for a long time. So all the partnerships we are talking about, we are now building them. Amate Ejiku are building a partnership. Jojo.
Okay, so that's interesting. Let me come to you to get a sense of this. Okay, stay with me, Delay. But your thoughts on that point, the technical team. We still have a sense, at least from the GFA's point of view, that the team, the way it was for the Nigeria, 2 legs, and we're told that after these 2 legs, they may, go for, change a bit because Otuado is still committed to Dortmund, etc., etc. What would you like to see as far as the team is concerned? Now that we know who we're going to be playing in the World Cup,
I think it would be great if we can keep them, but it means
the way it is. The way the structure
Yeah,
is
the
now with
structure
Otto leading and then Chris is
Chris
supporting and the others. Okay.
Yeah, because if there's anything, I think uh, I love the fact that they've been able to work together. Because one thing that we thought might be a problem is their ability to work together and each of them coming up together and using their strengths to perform very well. But we realize that in our 2 legs, they've proven to us that they perform very well. Even in our second half, when George Boateng granted an interview with Uruguay Kwampofu, he explained how they managed to play the second half and explained so well to us that you could clearly tell that they are a squad that believe in themselves. They are coaches that can play to excel and do what we want them to do. So I would love that we keep them. And even the president himself said that this squad, this technical team are proving to us that when we give them the opportunity, they can work. But the other job is how the FA will be able to convince these coaches, because apart from Chris Hughton, they are all contracted and they are all working with, because if you look at Didi Dramani, he's working with Right to Dream. If you look at George Boateng, he's with Aston Villa. If you look at Otuado, he's with Borussia Dortmund. So, and in football, everybody has a contract, a binding contract, and that makes them unavailable to talk to any other partner. So it means that the FA will have to do a lot of job. And if you look at George Boateng, almost all his conversation, he has talked about the fact that the FA needs to be able to convince Aston Villa to get them available. So if Aston Villa and the other contractors or the other employees will allow these men to work for us, then I would say that in the ideal situation, we need to keep the structure like this. Otuado as the head coach, Chris Hughton as the advisor, with all these men, if possible, because we also have to understand that we need other technical people also, like scouts, video analysts. We need to have a proper technical team, not only dependent on these 4 men. We need
So you're saying that
as well.
expand the team, the technical team
We
you have
need
now.
Technical scouts who scout
Okay.
opponents. We need video analysts and all that, because the World Cup is a huge state that England will come in with 12-men staff.
Yeah.
And that means that you can't go to the World
They
Cup
will have a
with 4 men.
psychologist, they'll have all that. Okay, so let me ask now the big question, considering where we are as a country with the economy.
I don't know how much money.
Yeah, I mean,
coming
so
from-
I mean, the Lali, same question. As a football fan, Ghanaian, do you mind how much we spend on this? Sunny has told that this is going to cost. Where we are right now with the economy in challenge, can we afford this, or we should just spend?
Yeah, we should spend because football gives you return. It's
Somebody
an
says
investment
swim A.
Mama said A.
Yeah, we should. Let me explain why we should spend. If there's any sure way of doing an investment that you get a return in it in any way, I think football is part of it. Because football is like investing in a treasury bill. You know that the return is constant. Because if you go to the World Cup, once you have qualified, we know that immediately you are going to receive 2.5 million for preparation. That's that will be coming. When you qualify, when you win the World Cup, there's a prize money for you.
We are not winning the World Cup.
Every
No, I'm
stage.
just- I'm
Group
talking
stage, you
about-
Group
get $10
stage,
million.
10 million.
Yes, I'm talking about when I say that. I'm talking about when there's a direct return that
Yeah.
you know that will be coming. And another way, there's tourism. When Ghana qualified to the 2006 World Cup, other football industry players will tell you that there were a lot of scouts that came to Ghana. The Ghanaian football industry grew and it tripled after that. So the return of football investment is something that that is constant. So if you have to put in 20 million, you have to make any investment, that in the next future the money will be coming. And
Very
for us
interesting.
as a country, we've not been conscious about our football investment. That is why we are here discussing this. There are countries that are Germany, England, like they are used to these things. It's normal for them when there's a time for them to invest in football because they know that they have to do it. But for us, because we are not doing it, that's why we are here.
So you're saying that between now and December, government spend on the Black Stars?
Yeah, like they should spend.
Ever-
Not-
Gary,
Yeah, Evans.
George,
Yeah, I think I agree with George. This is my honest opinion. If Suarez, in his prime, is willing to play for Ghana, go for him. What I mean is that any player who is ready to play for the Black Stars and is available, go for him. This is the World Cup. I was telling a colleague that if you are asked to present 24 players and you make way for 5 players who that they are in their prime but was not part of the qualification process, nothing really spoil. So the most important thing is assembling your best and quality players. I watched an interview where Otuado was talking about Mohamed Salisu and when he spoke to him, and you could see that this is a coach who understands the quality of an individual player and is ready to open space for him to play football. That's why we have Cristiano Ronaldo. If you're in the same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo and he does not train for 2 days and he comes in, he will start. Because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, football is like that. It's what you show. Football, someone will say, is so working. Once the player is on the pitch and he has the ability to excel, this is the World Cup. You are going to play against the big opponents. I'm not saying if the player is not committed, go and change him. Not at all. But once they are available, if Tariq Lamptey, even if the Inaki brothers are available to play for us, if Salisu now wants to play for us, go for him.
Come and
because
compete.
if you have the best,
Okay, so I guess I need to ask the question: who must initiate the process?
I
Us
think
or the
first of
player?
all, it's the FA. And
FA.
if you look at
Okay.
Walakot, Kofitre, Dennis Odoi, the FA made a move to get them. And one of them is Dennis Odoi, because the guy in his entire life has played in Belgium, apart from Fulham.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised that the FA managed to get him, someone who do not feel Ghanaian, to be able to come and play for the Black Stars. And you made the point that the player need to be able to play for Ghana and perform. And for Dennis Odoi is a typical example. For someone who walk into our team, easily orient with us, understood.
Can
what
I
it
throw
means
this
to be
in
a
as
Ghanaian.
just an honorary observer? Isn't it because the player I mentioned, for example, Dennis Odoi, is it
Odoi.
called? He knows there's no way in hell he will play for Belgium. The national
No,
team.
I think,
I mean,
yeah.
so he will jump onto a Black Stars, for
What's-
example.
if-
But if you look at Hudson Odoi, has he played at the junior level for England before? Possibly,
Yeah, he
yes.
has.
So he's thinking to himself, there's still a possibility that I might play for the Three Lions.
Okay.
So why would he risk that and
And
come
play
and
for-
play for the Black Stars and then shut that door to England?
Like,
I mean, that is a calculation
Okay,
that they may be
first of all,
having.
First of all, Dennis I've seen a lot of people make that argument that Dennis is old, Belgium will never call him. First of all, Dennis is 33 years old. There's no way he does not need international football for anything. So and also playing for the national team is not just like a club that you just walk in and go and play. You need to feel like Ghanaian. You need to feel for the national team. You need to associate yourself with them to accept to play. So that is it. The other players too, that is what it happens. For Kalen Hudson-Odoi, he knows the World Cup comes in 4 years. This is a World Cup, an opportunity for you to go with the Black Stars of Ghana. If Hudson-Odoi has an opportunity to play at the World Cup, perhaps twice in his entire life, because after this, the next World Cup will be in 8 years. This is football. There's an opportunity that there's an option that you might get injured, you might not be healthy when the next World Cup comes around. So this is in football, you go for what is available to you and right in front of you.
But if he does that, he shuts the door to England.
Yeah,
No,
that's a personal decision he has to take because, of course,
Yeah.
Goal scoring. I mean, goal scorer amongst the current setup. And he's proven it in the World Cup before. He scored quite a
Okay.
number of goals now.
So of course he's injured, so
Yeah,
he'll come back in.
I would just say that we need quality players because the
No,
modern
I
football,
get that. You've said that already, but I just wanted to ask the question. Just
Specific
specify which
areas.
area needs the
I-
most fixing.
And my argument was coming to the fact that if you have good players, the modern football system is in a way that the coach can map up a strategy that anybody else comes in and can score. So if you have midfielders that have the ability to, our game against Nigeria is Thomas Partey, who was in a better position, who is intelligent and has that ability to strike from afar and got you the goal. So you can get a defender who is very good in the air. There's a corner kick and he comes in and scores. So
very cool.
it's basically a matter of having good players whom the coach has the technical ability to work with because the coach has talked
Yeah, I
about
mean,
Jordan Ayew
but
and
I
his
guess the
ability.
problem with a national team is it's not like a club where you can buy.
But yeah, so
If you don't have it, you don't have
you
it.
don't have it.
Exactly.
I mean,
So we need-
I mean, if you don't have it, you don't have it. I mean, what you have is what you work
yeah,
with.
yeah.
With what we have, what
an addition like Hudson-Odoi, Tariq Lamptey, Salisu,
Jeffrey Schlupp,
Jeffrey
I think it's
Schlupp,
called.
if he's available and fit.
Stop. He's played for us, so it's up to getting.
Yeah,
him.
he's
Schlupp-
played, but I don't know.
If Schlupp is available, Hudson-Odoi,